everyone, it's Julia. I recently went to a quilt show and I picked up this beautiful fabric. I'll link it down below for you. I'm sure it's still available because I just recently went to this this wonderful quilt expo. I also have a bunch of strips of fabric, and this already has a heat and bond light on the back of it, and the paper has already been removed on those strips. They were from a previous project and I thought I'm going to use it for this. I'm going to make a journal cover. And this is going to be the inside of my journal, and I've got heat and bond, the ultra hold on the back of that piece, and I'll show you more of that later. But this canvas is my favorite. It's like 10 ounce. Again, I'll link my supplies down below. So it's a quite heavy canvas, and I have ripped it. It does measure approximately 9 inches tall, and I believe about 10 inches across, maybe 11 inches across. And I'm just laying those strips on here for right now. I'm just going to play around with this for a little bit. I do want the back of my journal pretty much completely covered. I do have some spaces open, especially on the bottom there, but for the most part the back of it's covered, and then the front of it I left a spot. I'm going to do one of my funky little ladies, my whimsical ladies on the front of this. I'm going to just give this a quick press to activate that glue, and then going to take this to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to sew across on a horizontal, just across it, about a 1/2 inch apart, and I'm using a multicolored thread, and I believe it's called gumball or bubble gum or something. I love this. I really use this a lot. It just has a lot of different colors in it. Again, I'll link that down below too if I can find it. But I'm using a free motion foot here, and so I'm doing all the traveling on this. And like I said, I'm just doing a wavy line, and it is approximately a 1/2 inch or so apart. I am not going to be going vertically on this at all. This is going to catch everything in, and it's going to be fine for this journal. That part's all done, and now I'm going to just free hand one of my little ladies on here. I'm using a friction pen, which is a heat erase pen for this, and this is, I believe, a black color. And this is, I'm not at all an artist as far as drawing, and so anybody can do this. I'm just sort of doing this oval shape. I'm not going to put hair on here, and you're going to see I don't even put ears on here. You'll see I'm going to put some earrings on her later, but I'm just doing a little sort of nose and a really easy eyebrow and little eyeball, and trying to get it even on the other side. And now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, and I am going to stitch this with black thread. And you'll see me do it. I do go quite slow because I want to get as close on the line as I can get. I am putting black thread also in my bobbin. I just want to make sure that I don't have any white thread showing on the top, and so I did put the black thread in the bobbin as well. And then here you can see I just do a little back and forth motion when I start, just to kind of give it a little, tie the knot a little bit, and then I'm just going to travel right on that line. Now for the little eyeball. Just kind of going around and around for the pupil. I did break my thread at that point, and then going to go back over on this other side and try to get the eye as close as I can to the previous eye. That's what's really hard about faces, is one eye sometimes gets wonky. But I'm going to be putting flowers for her hair. And if you get really off on one of the eyes, many times I've just put a flower over that that eye, and it's no one's going to know. No one's going to know. And she's pretty much done, and she turned out just fine. I'm going to take her back to my, there's a few of those marks. I'm just going to take my iron and I'm going to heat erase any marks that are on there. And now I took some of that fabric and I put Heat and Bond Light on the back of this one. I'm going to be fussy cutting these out. And this scissor is another one of my purchases at the quilt show. I've been eyeing these for a while. They're the Karen K. Buckley scissors, and they're wonderful for fussy cutting. They have a serrated edge to them, and they're easy to control. I would highly recommend them. I'll link those down below too. They're really wonderful scissors for this. Some of these pieces were pretty, I don't know, fussy. They're fussy, let's just say that. So fussy cutting them out with those scissors did help. Just arranging these flowers on. I did put that one bouquet on the back side. And then you can see I just arranged for her hair, and then gave her another one to make it look like she's got a little flower shirt on. Back to my sewing machine, and now this is really fun sewing. I am not even trying to stay on any sort of line. I'm just doing some wonky stitching. I will go outline the shape as well, but again, I'm not, you can see I'm way off in parts. I really like that funky kind of stitching on these. It almost looks like a doodle, or I don't know. It's just kind of it's my style. Just filling in this one at the bottom here. And then I also did the one on the back. You can see it there. Felt it just was missing a little something right on that one side, and so I'm just going to add a little flower right there. And like I said, I do put earrings on her in a little bit, but first I'm going to add some color to her face. These are my Portfolio oil pastels, and it comes in 24 colors, and there's 4 skin tones. These are very reasonable. They're like $10 on Amazon. I'll link them down below for you. They're the brand Portfolio, and they are a student grade, so they're probably nothing really special about them, but I love them for adding some color. And it works great for fabric. I have tested these. I have washed my items, and without any problems. I am heat setting this, or excuse me, I am activating it with a fabric medium, and so I'm actually putting the oil pastel either right here. I'm putting it on a little piece of plastic, and then I'm adding that fabric medium to it, and just to activate it, and then I'm picking up that color and adding it to the face. I've also put the color right on the fabric as well. You can do it either way, and sometimes I just pick up a little bit of color on the end of the oil pastel crayon, and you'll see me do that when I add a little bit of color to the lips. And I'm just doing a ton of different layers. I'm adding a little bit of pink now to the cheeks. There's no really anything wrong with how you do this. I used to get really, here I am picking up a little bit of that right off of that crayon and adding it to I'm giving her some makeup. I'm putting some green eyeshadow on her. But I used to be so like I wasn't shading right, or I didn't know exactly where some of this light source was, and then I just I stopped creating because I just felt like I wasn't good enough to do it. And then I decided, well, that's stupid, because I really like to color, and so I am just coloring here, and I'm not really paying that much attention to, making sure it's correct, and I'm just having fun with it. Now here's that the inside of my journal is going to be this fabric, and I have the Ultra Hold Heat and Bond Light, and so it's going to add a stiffness to this. It's absolutely the most wonderful. I'm going to be making more journals like this because I love the feel of it. It does give the structure that you want for a journal, but it's not so stiff, and it's so easy. I'm just going to completely get this ironed on, and then I'm going to stitch around this with a zigzag, and I'm going to use that multicolored thread for that. And once that is done, now I am going to add a couple holes to the top. I'm going to put elastic in this for my signatures, to hold my signatures in, and so I'm doing 2 on the top and 2 at the bottom, approximately an inch apart. And I'm using my big bite to go right through that. Now, some people are going to say, oh, she's punching right through her stitching. You know, and maybe I am a little bit, but I am taking this back to my sewing machine, and I am going to secure those little circles. You can see me going around and around on those circles, and I have my free motion foot on again, so I'm just doing all the motion on that. Now this is the easiest way I found to do this. You poke it in through one of them, through the other, then right next to it, and then again right next to the bottom one. Having a little trouble getting it through there. And then I'll just tie that off in the center. And that's going to give me elastic for 2 different signatures. And then there's very, very little bit of the elastic that shows on the outside. And you can hang like a tassel or something on that little elastic on the outside. That's really cute. On to her earrings now that I've been talking about. Just adding a couple rhinestones to this. There's like a clear one on the top and then a bright red one on the bottom. And I'm going to show some pictures at the end so you can see that a little bit better. But I'm using a Fabric Fusion glue. This is a real wonderful glue there's some adhesive on the back of those rhinestones, but I don't have much faith in that. I'm going to actually put a little bit more glue on these. Just taking a little bit of that glue. I put some on that packaging there, some of the glue, and I'm just picking off a little bit of it. And her earrings are done, and now on for the paper. I don't spend a lot of time showing you how to do this. There's so many videos out there, but I just take a lot of different kinds of paper. And I love this colored pack that I got off Amazon. It's got several different colors. It's quite reasonable, and I like the weight of it. I'll link that down below too, this paper pack. And I do put approximately 15 pages in each signature. Some of them have some lines on them, and some of them are tea-dyed. I just kind of like a variety. I do not decorate my pages. It's too time-consuming. I do like to keep the costs down somewhat. And I do mainly sell my journals for my journal covers. I love the collaging and the fabric that I can use for those. Doing a very simple pamphlet stitch on this, and again there's many YouTube videos on how to do this little easy pamphlet stitch on these. And then they just slide right under that elastic. I like this kind of method for the signatures because then you can change out your pages and you add new ones very easily. Now this journal is of the correct height, but I do need to take a little bit of the width off. And so I'm just going to mark where I need to take that width off and take that signature back out of my journal, and then just using a snap off utility knife blade and just continuing to do. I should have a metal ruler, but I do not have one where we are. And so I'm just using my other ruler and my plastic ruler for that. And then continuing to make little slits until it's completely through. And then I have one more signature to do, but this is what they look like. I did add a pocket on the back. I had some leftover fabric, just one little pocket on the back. I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. Here's some close-ups. You can see I added some color to the background with a stencil. I just felt like it needed something on the background. And here's another journal that I did. I actually got 3 of them made. So fun, and I do have these listed in my Etsy store if anyone's interested. This one turned out a little bit smaller, and I didn't put one of my ladies on it. I just did a little bit more of the floral design. I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. I hope you have a chance to create. Bye for now.